as we follow the adventures of the Mandalorian and we see more expansion of a galaxy far, far away. Today, on To Be Continued With, we cover Chapter 21, which is titled The Pirate. As always, we have Bobcat the Legend providing the Dark Room as our spotlight title track for our breakdown. Now, with that being said, I'm ready to dive right into things, so sit back, relax, and enjoy as we cue up our intro and get things started. What's going on? I'm Mike, and thanks to all of our returning viewers for checking us out. And if you're a new viewer, I hope that you really enjoy what you're about to see, because if you are entertained, I'm simply going to ask for a small favor. Please hit that subscribe and bell notification so that you can support what we do here, and obviously, we can continue to grow. Now, it's a small effort on your part that means a great deal to this channel. Now, let's get right into things, because we start things off by returning to the planet Navarro, and we see that Greef Karga is meeting with some engineers about changing things up a bit in town, only to be threatened by Corian Shut. He's the pirate from earlier in the season, and he's back with a vengeance. He's wrecking shop on the planet for what Din and Karga did to him and his crew. His ship literally starts shooting everything and anyone in town, but Karga ends up sending out an SOS message to get some help. From there, we cut over to a tropical Republic base and catch up with Captain Teva. Now, he's the X-Wing pilot from previous seasons, and he's having a drink and gets a message passed over to him from the bartender. It's obviously the message from Karga asking for help with the pirates. Now, Captain Teva ends up in his X-Wing, heads to Coruscant, and requests assistance from the Republic, but unfortunately, he's denied. It's here, though, that we do see Kane again, and she's giving off those same-ass evil vibes. If you remember, she's that ex-Imperial soldier that fried Dr. Pershing's brain 2 episodes ago. So, we know that she can't be trusted, and now Captain Teva feels the same way. Now, since Navarro is an independent planet, it's not really a priority for the Republic, which is why that request was denied. It's here, though, that we see Karga taking some survivors to safety, while we then see Captain Teva locate Din along with the other Mandalorians. And how does he do so? Very simple. R5 was actually part of the rebellion and served with Captain Teva, which is how it was so easy for him to locate them. Now, Captain Teva has a bad feeling about everything that's going on, since he feels that the Empire isn't truly done, and that the things that are happening in the Outer Rim are part of their plan to get back into power. Now, with the Mandalorians not really trusting Captain Teva, they do hear Din's plea to help Karga out. Hell, even Paz Vizsla, the Mandalorian voiced by Jon Favreau, tells the others that even though he fought against Karga, he remembers exactly what Karga did to help out Din and Grogu in Season 1. He ends up making a great speech to help out due to all that Din and Bo-Katan had done to save his son, specifically in the last episode. Now, Bo-Katan is asked again to lead them into the fight, and they load into her ship, and they take off with Din and Grogu in their Naboo fighter. Now, the pirates have taken over the capital of Navarro, but right when they start to get comfortable, Corian Shard is alerted to the incoming ships. Din attacks first, and Shard sends his crew after him in their independent, smaller fighters. Now, since they're concentrating on Din's N1 fighter, it allows Bo-Katan to drop off the first attack team of Mandalorians onto the planet. From there, Bo attacks the pirates' main ship and ends up taking out one of their engines, while the first team is on planet confronting a bunch of pirates that are in town. It's basically your bait and switch plan that actually starts to work until Shard calls back his individual fighters. Din ends up taking most of them out when they do return, but the really cool part is that we see the second attack team show up, and even though they get to stand off with the pirates who have pinned them down, due to them having a cannon mounted on top of the Capitol building, we end up seeing that the armor sneaks into that building and it takes all the pirates out by simply attacking them with her welding tools. With the last pirate taking off, because he doesn't want any of this, Corian Shard's ship ends up falling when Bo and Din take out his final engine. The ship crashes, and the remaining pirates on the ground are captured by the Mandalorians and the remaining citizens of Navarro. Greef Karga thanks the Mandalorians and actually offers them land on the planet, and it's a big celebration. Now, while this is going on, the Armorer asks to speak with Bo-Katan. She she then asks her to remove her helmet and tells her that many of their people have strayed from the way, and that now is the time that all Mandalorians should come together. And since Bo-Katan had seen the mythosaur, legend has it that the next age was signaled by this particular act, and that it should be her to lead the way and unite them, since Bo-Katan has walked both sides. Now both the armorer and Bo go to tell the others, and Paz Vizsla states, hey, she took off her helmet. Now the armorer tells them that Bo-Katan will be the one to unite all the Mandalorian tribes, and that it is time for them to retake Mandalore. From there, we cut to deep space and see that Captain Teva has actually located an Imperial transport ship, just like this one, and it confirms something that he stated earlier, and that is that this ship was the one transporting Moff Gideon, and that he never really even made it to his trial. His droid sensors pick up some Beskar fragments, and it seems that Gideon was rescued by Mandalorians. Now, the episode ends, and we have another episode that was action-packed and that made a ton more connections. Not only to the sequel movies, with the way they're setting up how the Empire was able to sneak back into power and set up the First Order, but also connections from this particular series, because it seems that Kane will be playing a bigger part with what's going on with the New Republic and to Dr. Pershing, but also the return of Moff Gideon. Some really great Easter eggs, but the one that has everybody talking is the inclusion of Zed from the Star Wars Rebels series. It seems that after his adventures from Rebels, he's become a pilot for the good guys. What'd you expect? Now, we are left wondering if Gideon still has some Mandalorian followers, or if this is somehow a setup. But with this series being about 8 episodes and this being episode 5, I just hope that they don't rush the final 3, unless they have another season planned, but I guess that we will have to wait and see. Again, I just want to say that I hope you enjoyed our breakdown, and if so, remember, subscribe, hit that bell for alerts, and make sure that you share this channel like a bad cold. Now, The Dark Room is the name of the track that Bobcat the Legend has provided, and as always, you can check his link for this track in the description below, along with the links to his YouTube and Spotify page. More importantly, make sure that you check it out, because even though Chapter 21 comes to a close, join us next time, because as always, this channel is simply to be continued with.